Hi everyone, I'm Luppi and this is Super Mario 35. Today's daily challenges are: defeat 20 enemies, use item roulette, clear 30 courses. This isn't the first time I started this today, actually. I had a slip up really early on in my first try for this today, where I said my real name. And I don't know if I've done that before and I just didn't catch it, but I did catch it there. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm not going to remember to edit it out of the video, and we're only a few minutes in, so we might as well just restart. Not the smartest thing to do, not my finest hour, but you know, gotta do what we gotta do. I feel like I give away enough of my private information where I'm still pretty easy to dox, I feel. So why not give you guys my name? At least until, like, you know what, if we reach like 10 million subscribers, I will definitely, and maybe 10 million's too much. Like 1 million or 100,000, 1,000, I don't know. How about, here's this. I'll make it fair. If I can get monetized and earn more than I did working in a grocery store, I will reveal my actual identity. Assuming it doesn't get leaked first, I don't care. If it does get leaked first, you get nothing. You get nothing when I'm able to do anything. Other than like the, you know, the normal like 10 subscriber special video. Or 100 subscribers, wow. 1,000 subscribers, thanks guys. You know, those kinds of videos? We will do those. I've been at 9 since December though, so I don't really have high hopes of ever climbing above that. It seems whenever I gain a new subscriber, I also lose one. So that's fun. I have been at 9 for a while, and I've gained several subscribers, several public subscribers. So I don't know. I'm not suspicious, I'm just... it's funny to me. It really is. But yeah, you didn't miss much. I was talking about, looting my grandfather's house. And that was a conversation that didn't just pop up. It was more natural, definitely. And it's not like we actually do loot the grandfather's house, it's just... he passed away. And now we have to deal with his stuff. And I say we, but it's mainly my dad and my uncle. You know, his sons, dealing with it. That was kind of what they agreed to do. And, like, there are times where, like, the grandkids, like, myself and my cousins and niece, or not niece, my sisters, help. But for the most part, it's just been them. And it's going okay. They've gotten a few rooms cleared, which is good. They're not looking forward to doing the garage, though, and cleaning. Two things that need to be done very badly, but are probably going to be the last things we do. Other than, like, the basement. That's another scary area. So, yeah. Yeah, we aren't actually looting the house. It's very above board. We are paying for things, making sure people pay for things, making sure everybody knows that, like, this is going out to this person for this much. There are lists. Like, there are definitely checks for, how much things should cost, and then, like, you know, family discount, worker discount, damage discount, age discount, you know, things like that. Like, it's not like they're trying to sell, like, 40-year-old furniture for its asking price. No, it's... like, can we sell this? Does this seem like a fair price? Is this actually, like, made out of quality stuff, or is it just something somebody bought at a department store? You know, those kinds of things determine. And also, like, who are we selling it to, kind of? Like, I don't know. I feel like some of the some of what's been sold has been sold to slightly different prices depending on the person. And that's okay. Like, some people don't have the same, like, financial situations. So yeah, I don't know, it's been interesting to watch. Like, there have been bumps, but it's gone a lot smoother than I would have expected. So yeah, that's that situation. Definitely helping out a lot less than I thought I would be. But that's just... I don't know. Like, originally, from what I heard, the plan was my uncle and my dad would be the ones doing pretty much everything. Like, my uncle was very much like, I don't really want people going through the house and, like, taking stuff. I don't want to have that on my mind. I don't want to be upset at people for not respecting, like, dad. I don't want people being upset. I don't want to be, like, I don't want to turn against my own family. I don't want my own family to turn against me. You know, that's kind of his attitude. Because he was expecting that it would be a two-man job for most of it. And it's not a two-man job. It is definitely as many people as you can fit in the house at one time kind of job. But they've been doing pretty well. They do ask for help, and we do try to, like, accommodate them. Like, the last big project we did was moving plywood panels into the garage. My grandfather had a stack of, like, I don't know how many, I think about 30 pieces of plywood, maybe 40 or so. All I know is it's about, like, 4 feet tall when they're all stacked together. We had to move all these in, like, 7-degree weather. They were frozen together. We were smacking them with hammers to, like, get them all apart. It was a good day. It was a nice workout. Like, I don't mind that kind of stuff. I would rather do that than, like, pick through my grandfather's underwear drawer. Which apparently he didn't really have. He had a lot of socks. He had a drawer for handkerchiefs. I have no idea where he kept his underwear. I'm glad I don't know. I'm actually really glad I don't know. But yeah, he had a lot of socks. And I never knew, like, and I guess this is just, like, values dissonance, but I didn't really know that one person would need a whole drawer full of, like, handkerchiefs. Like, I'm not really a big handkerchief kind of guy. I've never owned any. I know my dad has a few. And apparently Grandpa did have a lot. So that's wild. Yeah, what started this conversation originally, in the original video I made, was yesterday. I helped my sister move and build, well, it's not just my sister and my dad, move and build what was my parents' bed frame to my sister's house so she could have it. And so we moved this bed frame that is older than me to my sister's apartment, and we put it together. It went pretty smoothly. It wasn't big, like it could be taken apart, it was wood. So it wasn't too bad. Like, it is showing its age a bit, like one of the drawers is broken and one of the drawer rollies needs to be, like, repaired, but other than that, it's in pretty good quality. And some of that's just, like, you know, genuine wood, like, lasts. It really does take a lot to ruin wood. Although if we're talking about aesthetics, all it takes is painting wood to ruin it, personally. Although I guess, like, it could be said, like, spray painting wood, like, if you do a good job, and I want to say this, like, if you take the time to do everything right, you could have something that looks okay. Do I personally think painted wood looks great? Never. No. Have I painted wood? Of course I have. You don't go through 4 years of a furniture major without painting wood. Is it something I would choose to do voluntarily or advise someone to do? No. No, it's not. But sometimes that's the only way to get a proper red to make an Octorok NES. Sometimes it's the only way to get a nice blue-looking sky bookshelf. And that is... I didn't build the sky bookshelf. Somebody else did. Personally, it was a waste of, like, everything they did. Like, cutting the trim and, like, trimming it up. Cutting all the curves and stuff, making everything look nice and whatever. Painting kind of wastes that, personally. Like, I hope if you ever do furniture stuff and you paint wood, don't really care too much about, like, making it perfect. Because the paint will cover a lot of it, and it will also, like, accentuate some of it too, so just be aware of that. There's really only so much you can do. I didn't even use any of my coins. That was a lot easier. Nice. But yeah, I'm just pretty biased against painting wood. It's just a minor stickler thing. But yeah, that's a... We did 14. Okay. So we did see 4-3. That's cool. We're moving on to 4-7. Hopefully, things work out. In the game and in life. That'd be really great. But yeah, I didn't really get enough sleep. Because I didn't sleep after I recorded. And then I was helping my sister and dad with the bed until like 3. So I went to bed like at 3 something. And I woke up at 9 something, which isn't bad. It's not terrible. But I like to get 8 hours. I feel like I run better at 8 hours. And that's about it. My day was kind of uneventful. I ate a lot of candy. My sister has a candy bowl that's somewhat like candy she pilfered from my grandfather's house and somewhat like candy she's gotten. And nobody eats it. Like her boyfriend's diabetic. Her boyfriend's diabetic. And she has candy just laying out. And it's the same candy that's been there forever. So I try to eat it whenever I stop by. Despite also coming from a family of diabetics. And I ate 2 suckers, and some of these weird, like, I don't know what they are, but they're chocolate and they have, like, caramel in them, and they're shaped like they're like little buttons. I don't know what they're called. If somebody knows what they're called, like, comment up, please. I need to know. I need to eat more. But yeah, I got a sour apple and a cherry sucker. The kind, like the blow pop kind with the gum inside. And I was also like chewing on double bubble gum. And my personal thought on that, which hasn't changed since I was a kid, is that stuff is gross. Like, it's okay if it's new and soft, but like it gets hard and mean real quick. And it goes like, it tastes really gross once you get all the sugar out of it, you know? Like, double bubble is the worst gum ever. Like, and of course that's just my thing. I like to chew gum until... I just like to chew gum. I will chew the same one for months, and that's kind of gross. But I really enjoy how it... And this is gonna be really weird. But I really enjoy how it changes, like, feel as you chew it, you know? Like, if you chew a piece of gum for a long time, like, it starts to, like, change how it feels. And to me, that's the funnest part of all. But I'm a weirdo who cuts my own hair and then lets it grow out just so I can watch the process. I find that to be really fun too. So that's more personal information about Luppi. About how much of a weirdo I am. And what kind of, like, things that goes into my weird value judgments on why I do the things I do. A lot of it is just trying to comfort myself in this cruel, cruel, dark dirtball we call a planet. And, trying to be entertained. Entertainment and comfort. Those are the things that form my value judgments. But I'm not bound by obligation or duty, you know? If the world were fair, there would be no obligation. If the world were fair. But unfortunately there is. And there's a crap ton of stuff we have to do just because. But hey, at least we can tell ourselves it's character building, right? And then I did reorganize some shelves today too, when I woke up. Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, because, like, they were dusty. And I am struggling to breathe right now. And I know that's just been, like, the theme all winter, but man, it is tough now. And that's entirely my own fault. I did that one to myself. And it's like, well, just dust. But the amiibo are so hard to dust. I don't like it. I like looking at them. I don't like dusting them. Nice. But yeah, I got my amiibo shelf. That was the shelf I kind of fixed up. I got my amiibo shelf all nice and pretty, because we got the new Cat Mario amiibos. And I'm anticipating the Monster Hunter and the next round of Smash amiibos later in the year. I think over the next 2 months, that's when they come out. So that's cool. And maybe we'll get even more amiibo to be announced. I don't know. Like, people keep saying it's dead, but I keep getting a surprising amount. Like, I was looking at it and, like, there's a lot of Smash ones that have come out since Smash Ultimate came out. Like, there's it doesn't seem like that many, but there's been quite a few since, we had the Cloud and Corrin and Bayonetta amiibos back in the day. You know, when the original run ended. Like, it is really cool seeing... not Cloud, Who am I gonna say? Wolf. It's really cool seeing Wolf. How'd I forget that? It's literally the animal he is. I kept wanting to say fox, and it's like, that's not right. That was a bad jump. Cool. Neato. Yeah, Koopas are kind of OP in these kinds of levels, I feel. Nice. Always keep them guessing. Aw, man. Cool. Really? Come on. Give me coins or give me death. We're gonna give you death, buddy. Cool. I like it. Neat. Okay. There's one that's trying to work his way down. Nice. Small jump. Ruined everything. Cool. Nothing is ruined, I'm just a negative Nelly. But yeah, I had to... Basically, like, the first few amiibos, like, all of the Smash Bros. Ones are doubled up at this point. And, like, everything from the first set all the way to Palutena is, like, triple layered up. So that's kind of fun. The Splatoon ones are doubled up. Animal Crossing ones are doubled up. I'd really like to get a taller bookshelf, or a wider one, that would allow me to have them all displayed really nicely, but I'm not really seeing anything in the dimensions I need. And making one would be really expensive, and it's like, well, you know, the cheapest thing to do would just be buy a second version of the bookshelf you already have for these, and then put it on top of the one you have. Definitely screw it into the wall, like find the studs, screw it into the wall, nice and whatever. Honestly, you should probably screw the two bookshelves together too, like bottom shelf, top shelf, screwed together. Like, that could work. It'd be very dumb, but it could work. Okay, let's do this, I guess. Thanks, game. Thanks, game. Thanks, game. Cool. Nice. And all I had to do was waste a lot of coins. Whoa, buddy. What you doing there, friend? At least the flying ones try not to be a jerk about it. Until they are. Oh crap. I made a mistake. I made a bad judgment call. Cool, I made a good judgment call. Okay, how am I supposed to do this one? Of course. You got me. You got me, buddy. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this! Oh, thank you. Mario don't like that. Luigi don't like that. Nobody likes it. Yeah, I escaped. That's what I think about your dumb garbage. Oh, that was cool. Why did you do that, though? Cool. Cool. Better than it could be. Not as good as it should be, but, you know, better than it could be. Okay. Not the worst situation to be in. Oh dear, that is a pretty bad situation to be in, though. I'm just gonna be a little honest. Not a fan. Okay. Fair enough. Let me kill you, please, friend. Let's go to the end. Cool. I don't have enough coins to survive this hellscape I've put myself into. But maybe I don't need them. Maybe it'll be fine if I just keep running. I need a power-up, though. I don't... Of course, I let myself get stomped. Oof. Nice. Still gotta do... one more stage. 2 more stages. Nice. But yeah, I'm just ready to, I don't know. There's a lot of things I need to do. There's a lot of things I'd like to do. I spent most of yesterday, though, that I wasn't helping people or doing normal stuff. Playing a lot of Smash Bros, actually. But like in a really unfun way. So I've been setting it up so that I play with like 300% damage, and the computer only has 100% damage, which you'd think wouldn't be too different. But what it really means is, depending on the character I use, and depending on the character they are, one hit, no matter what, will knock me out. But it takes multiple hits from me to knock them out. And if you play with a high-level computer player, like, it's a little unfair. But I'm enjoying it. Like, when you get a win, like, you feel like you've earned it. And you really have. But yeah, that's the newest thing I'm doing. It's definitely not fun, for the most part. But I'm not gonna let that stop me. I spent today with Pikachu, and I think I only won against Shulk once. And I played a lot of rounds against Corrin, against Simon, against other random characters. I just remember the Simon and the Corrin ones because I actually like went back and tried to see if if I just keep fighting them on different stages, can I win? And Corrin was like, nope. You're first doing this against me where you got me down to 1 stock, that's as good as you're ever gonna do. I don't know how I did it. I think moving stages like Mushroomy Kingdom screws with the CPU's like intelligence a little bit. I think they can't handle it. And I think that's the only reason I was able to even get that close. Because usually it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna shut you down no matter what. I've got a sword and you don't, Pikachu. Deal with it. Like, you use one move and you get a lucky shot and it's like, well, can't do that again. I think the hardest fight that I've won so far, like doing this garbage, was against the Bowser. I was playing as Link against the Bowser. And like, this was a long battle, and it was freaking the heck out. Like, because I'd use the boomerang and arrows to like disorient it from a distance. And it was trying to like deal with them, but not really. Like, it was freaking out. It would have been funny if it wasn't like kind of weird and scary. Like, I don't feel like the AI on these games is strong enough to like actually learn like on the go, but I don't know. It'd be kind of neat if Nintendo incorporated their like amiibo learning stuff into like the base AI of the fight, like the CPU controlled characters. The longer a fight goes on, the more it knows what you're doing. That'd be kind of neat. Okay, I can't lose my power-up here. I need to be vigilant. I need to shut my mouth. Okay, I can keep my mouth open, but I gotta remember that came at a heavy cost. Okay. Just kind of remember where the fish are. Well, that doesn't matter. Every time I open my mouth, it just causes me to insert my foot a little deeper. Jump now, jump now, jump now. Cool, cool. Fair enough. Not really what I wanted, but you know what? Fair enough. We've got time. I feel like we've got time, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like that. You can do whatever you want, guys. You can do whatever you want, fish. Oh, crap. That was not good. But hey, we got all the things cleared. That's cool. Bulm Myra. That's a neat name. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to play more Smash Bros. Even though I got nothing done for like 4 hours. I wasted 4 hours playing Smash Bros yesterday, and all I have to show for it is like one replay of me winning against a Shulk. And also one replay of me almost winning against a Korin. And I think a few replays of me losing against BeFit Trainer. She kicked my butt too, and I think I won finally. So I have 2 wins and a bunch of losses. I gotta step up my Pikachu game. Okay. Cool. Cool. Really? That's fair. That's fine. That's not fine, but you know. Okay, that's better. I'll take that. I'll take the help that you give me. I just want to play more Zelda, but I don't really want to play... I don't want to play them either. It's funny. Like, I'm excited to get it done and have a lot of cool Zelda content for the channel. But I also know, like, there could be bad times ahead in Majora's Mask and Link's Awakening. Like, there's only so much I remember of both of those games. And if we're being honest, once we get past, like, the Angler's Cave, like, that's basically where my knowledge of the original Link's Awakening ends. I played the Switch remake, but it's not exactly... I mean, it's basically the same thing. You paid $60 for a game you can beat in, like, what, 12, 15 hours? That came out 20 years ago or so? Like, that's pretty wild. Like, Nintendo's Grifter game is pretty strong when you think about it. Like, they don't even have to add value to anything. They know you'll buy it. They know I'll buy it. And that's true. Man. I'm ignoring the fatal damage I inflicted on myself. I think that's the only way to move forward. As a human being. Yeah. Really? Thanks, game. Thanks, game. This is... Oh, I went the wrong way. I wanted to not do this. Well, I guess I get to not do that. Huh. I'm distracted, I feel. Leafy, King, Echo. Mine, Mine, Excoon. Mickey Mouse. Miguel. Lachi. Chopper Jean. People have such great names. Chengji. Kisai. Naughtier. Oh my gosh. I'm naughtier than you. Naughtier than me. Gonna sneak to your house. And I don't know what I'll do. Probably just tear up the place. File your taxes wrong. For shits and giggles. Punch a dog in the mouth. That'd be mean. I think I'm willing to file your taxes wrong. And I'm willing to tear up your house. But I think punching a dog in the mouth is going too far. I don't know if you agree with me or not, dear viewers. But if you don't, I hope it's more about the filing taxes and tearing up the house than, like, punching the dog. Because if you're dog punchers, you can just unsubscribe and stop watching me completely. And I say this as a person who recognizes there may be situations in this world where somebody may have to punch a dog in the mouth. It's... I'm not gonna say it's inevitable, but, you know... In an infinite world, when dealing with an animal that survived for most of its time as a carnivore, you know, there may be times where people, for survival, will have to punch dogs in the mouth. I get it. I am down with that. I'm not judging you for it. But the vast majority... Oh my god, I keep dying in dumb ways. This is just... I'm just... I don't know. I don't know. Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. I keep saying deep breath, but not breathing. That's dumb. Like, when you consider that dogs have been bred to basically serve humanity for about 50,000 years, if not longer. When you have a dog that is operating on that, like, man's best friend system, and you abuse it, I think that's pretty sick. I feel like a lot of people agree with me on that one. I feel the same way about any domestic animal, though. Like, they are dependent, and therefore it's your job to, like, treat them with respect and love. And if you can't do either one, you don't deserve a pet. But I have those very strong feelings because I've buried a lot of cats. I've buried a lot of cats. Many of which didn't need to die so early in their lives. So yeah, I'm flashing back to an earlier point in my life where I buried a lot of cats. I've seen a lot of gruesome cat corpses. They still haunt my memories. Not my memories, my dreams sometimes. I don't know. I don't know. Like, my friends are always like, I thought you hated cats. And it's like, I don't hate cats, I just... I don't know. They bring up a lot of uncomfortable memories. A lot of conflicting feelings right there. Like, they're interesting animals. They're very charming, very lovable. And even though there are a lot of them, and some of them that are never going to be people cats, like, that's fine. Like, cats are pretty charming no matter what. But at the same time, like, I will probably never unsee some of the things I've seen. And it's a small thing, but, like, when you are a young person, out of your depth, being the most responsible person in a situation, like, that's a little traumatizing. And it's not a big thing, but it's a thing that probably should be talked about in a different arena than I'm gushing about my life while playing a video game. I don't know. That's kind of funny. The whole situation surrounding it isn't at all. That's quite unfortunate. understatement. But, you know, gushing about your life while playing a video game is actually kind of a sad cry for help. I guess. I don't know. Never really saw myself as someone who needed other people's help. But I guess that would explain why I'm gonna die alone living at my parents' house. Oh my gosh, that went, you know, equal parts better and worse than I expected. You know what? I'll take it. Risky business. Can we get... Aw, man. Aw, man. I can't catch a break. Oh man, I was playing against I did better than Superman. How's that for awesome? We're just gonna have a whole day of like, we got to 4-3 once. That was it. That's the video. I talk about traumas. You can judge me on that one. I don't know, is there anything else that's like super traumatic in my past? I feel like this isn't the first time I've done this. I don't know, I have this fear that I'm only really repeating like the same like 3 conversations. Like random stuff that's happening today. Random traumas and like random science junk that's kind of on my mind. And that's when I bother to talk at all. Awkward vocal pause. It's not awkward if I plan it, you know. But most of these aren't planned, they're just, I'm trying to catch my breath, or I literally just blanked out for a minute or 2. I try not to, like, blank out for a long period of time, though. But sometimes it takes a while for my brain to catch up. Like, my mouth goes, my brain's kind of focused on this, and then, like, they kind of get desynced. And it's like, well, we gotta touch base. Gotta touch base, mouth. I'm brain. What are you doing? Oh, I've just been going as fast as I can. That's what you wanted me to do, right? No. Can you stop that? Giving away too much information, mouth. Come on, stop. No, it's fine, it's fine. Nobody's gonna know me. I'm mouth. Everybody's got a mouth. That's not how it works, mouth. Shut up, brain. I think that's my favorite sentence in the English language. Shut up, brain. Either that or eat it, God. If you've never had a situation in your life where you could scream to the heavens, eat it, God, you are not living. That's my favorite go-to whenever I almost trip. It's my favorite go-to whenever I almost get hit by a car. Man, I love that sentence. I used it so much when I was in Grand Rapids. I am a pretty lackadaisical person, though, and I am constantly, like, stumbling backwards into being obliterated. This is a sentence that would scare a lot of people who care about me. But I've never been hit by a car, so that's awesome. I've got that over several friends who have been. Of which only 2 of them, to my knowledge, actually, like, ride bikes. So, you know, that's... It's bad no matter how you cut it, but... I don't know. Oh, to be the pedestrian who gets hit by a car. No, don't be anybody who gets hit by a car. Like, I don't know. The people I know who did were very lucky, but they also could afford lawyers who would also get them, like, decent settlements. So they didn't have to worry about, like, medical costs at all, which was great, because both of them kind of needed them, but, like, also, it wouldn't have been, like, life-ruining if they didn't. Whereas, like, for me, it would be probably life-ruining to not get medical assistance after getting hit by a car. I feel like I'd be pretty badly crumpled. Maybe even outright torn and beaten, you know? I'm not a sturdy individual. Emotionally, physically. on all levels, I'm just kind of the kind of guy who folds rather easily. Going with the paper metaphors. But you know, the cool thing about being a piece of paper is there's a lot of ways you can be utilized, you know? Although I had a friend who once made a comment to me that I needed to stop thinking of myself as a tool. Like, they said that that's what I do. I only really think in, like, how I can be useful to people or how people can be useful to me. And they said I need to stop that. And that could be true, dear viewer. Maybe I am a weird pseudo-sociopath with a heart. Although I feel like that's kind of an oxymoron. I don't know. I'm doing this because I enjoy it, not because I need you to validate me. If I needed you to validate me, I feel like I would definitely be shaping my persona to be a little more likable. A little more dishonest, but in a way where, like, you'd like me more. I'm just positively gushing about whatever's on my mind. Not quite stream of consciousness, but it is pretty darn close. I love stream of consciousness writings, though. Those are, like, the most fascinating things to me. I love the human brain as much as I hate it. But considering, like, I advocate for you guys to, like, tear out your own brains and stomp on them, like, probably says a lot. I'm realizing that everything I say about myself says a lot about me in a very dark way. That's funny. I am realizing now, at 30 years of life, that I've kind of earned every time somebody's called me creepy. It's only hurt my feelings once, though. And it wasn't when my parents called me it, so, you know. Living the life. Yeah, my parents said I was creepy because I kept telling my cousin that he should request all the photos in my grandfather's house. Wow, that was an easy win. We got 2 easy wins today, and then we got a lot of, like, real quick, real dumb losses. Nice. Trish's. I don't know what that means. 2A Topo Ni. I don't know what that is. Wilson88. Yums. Mr. R. Weird. Kodai. Charlotte. Player 1. I'm player 1 out of 35. That's awesome. I didn't see 7-4 though. That is decidedly not awesome. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, being called creepy. Yeah. So I was like, I kept telling my cousin he should just request almost, not all the photos, but a lot of them are my older sisters. They're like 20 years older than me. Like, neither of us really know them that well. And I was like, you should just take all the photos of, like, these girls. And he was like, why? And it's like, because when you have people over, they'll be like, who are these? And just be like, I don't know. I thought that would be really funny. It tickled my funny bone, but everybody else was like, that's super creepy. And then, I see it. I definitely do, but to me that's funny. And the time I was called creepy and it hurt was, I was friends with this girl in college. And we became very close friends. And like, she was literally like, not quite a manic pixie, like, dream girl, but you know, she was very high energy, very into doing things. So like that got me out of my shell a little bit. Like we went on quests to find cameras and late night poetry readings and blah blah blah. But like a lot of the things like that I'm into creeped her out. Like I like to see if I can fit into small spaces, and that really like bothered her a lot. And I guess, like, you know, the first time you, like, make the mental note that maybe I shouldn't do this around this person, but when you don't get out much, and suddenly you're getting out a lot, and you're suddenly finding a lot of small spaces you could fit into, like, I don't know. I had fun. I wish our relationship turned out better. Like, I don't think either of us really understood each other. I don't think either of us really respected each other either, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just kind of saw her as someone who needed to be looked out for. She always had stories about like creepy guys like coming up to her and stuff, or just lots of unfortunate stories. And I guess like looking back in context, I was probably just another one of those creepy guys, wasn't I? Although we did actually hang out, and I never... Like, this is the dumb thing, like... For the first, like, 2/3 of our friendship, like... I was not the one initiating anything, so he was like, hey, you need to get out. You need to... Let's do this thing. Let's do thing. Oh, I found an old book of poetry. Do you want to read it with me? And it's like, okie dokies, we can do that. I was pretty accommodating. I think the thing I did that hurt her feelings the most was, she actually played, like, at a music venue once, and I didn't go because I was trying to finish a project up before it was due. And that hurt her feelings a bit. And I get that, like, if you're into something and you've got a close friend or somebody that you feel you're becoming close to and they just snub you, like, that's gonna leave a mark. But at the same time, like, we were in art school. And I was still at this point in my art school stuff where I wasn't in any courses in my major, so I was totally out of my depth for, like, the whole first... I was out of my depth for the whole, like... for the first, like, 4 years I was in college, honestly. Like... boy. I'm not an artist, I feel. A lot of people told me that that's what I am. That's what I should be, but I'm not. I never really saw eye to eye with a lot of people there. Made a lot of friends. And a lot of people liked and respected me, but I don't know. My sensibilities are way different than pretty much everyone I've met. And that's fine, like, you know. Pepper is great because salt exists. Salt can exist on its own, but, you know, too much of it will kill you. Too much of it will ruin anything. So, you know. I don't know. Trying to think of, like, positive, stories from college. There was the time that basically everybody came together against the guy who basically borrowed a lot of stuff from everyone and then moved out of the apartment building. Like, literally, he borrowed something from a lot of people and basically stole stuff. I only lost a pair of Apple headphones, which were free with my iPod, so I was like, I mean, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Like, people lost game controllers and, lots of random stuff. And there was a time where it was kind of a game to steal this one girl's giant Pikachu doll. Like, she and her roommates always were, like, they had very different schedules, so they kind of just left their door open, and if anybody wanted to come in and, like, shoot the shit or just goof around, like, they could. But because of this, and because they had, like, a very large Pikachu doll, like, prominently, like, in their decorations, it became a thing to, like, steal it. That and their mattresses. That and their, what else? I want to say there was, like, a chair, too. Like, we just like to tease these girls. And maybe, ugh, that sucks. And maybe that's not the nicest thing to do, but it was all in good fun. Like, they never lost it for good. It always got returned. So yeah, those are some college stories. I don't know. Yeah, but I definitely got out and around more when I was in college than I did, like, in high school or middle school. And I guess that's normal, like, if you're not living at home, but I didn't really get out much either. I'm definitely a homebody. And I really did spend a lot of time at the school working on art stuff. I did try to take it as seriously as possible. This may have contributed to my problems, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't have a sculpture course until, well, I mean, second semester there. That's not too far in. But the next semester, the Sculpture 2 course, like, I don't know. I didn't really know that much. Like, all we did in my Sculpture 1 course was basically make molds and learn how to cast, and we didn't have to do any welding. Like, I don't know. Sculpture 2, they wanted us to do a lot more than we were taught to do. Or that I was taught to do, I don't know. And I guess that's learning, but I don't know. I guess easy to hit with, like, sticker shock, I guess, like, emotionally. Like, things seem scarier than they are. And I know I have to work to, like, get myself into the mindset of, oh yeah, that's not bad at all, you just have to do it. But it is a very hard thing to train yourself to do that without any, like, prompting. And also, like, at that point, I had never, like, used a camera, and I had never been in, like, a photography course. And part of the, class stuff was we had to actually, like, take photos of our work, and so that was always a problem, because I didn't have a camera. Like, I borrowed my roommate's once, I used the Sculptures one once, I forget what I did for the last one. But it's kind of always an issue. Oop, there we go. Like, on one hand, like, the idea behind that course, I totally get it. Like, we have, the professor had a very clear idea of what we should have been able to do coming in, and a very clear idea of what we should be learning and be able to do after the course, which is great. That's literally how an art course should be taught. It's just, because there were multiple professors teaching the intro sculpture course, I, at least, was not prepared for it, I feel. I don't know. I feel like a lot of my issue could just be solved with Don't worry, don't care. Deal with it. I don't know. And it's over now, so it's not like it really matters. But I don't know, I feel like the thing I needed to learn from that course was you have very different sensibilities than other people. And that's because the form of sculpture you've learned, that you've practiced, is a very different form that they're teaching, kind of contemporarily. I'm a very figural kind of guy. I just want to make people and animals and things out of various mediums. I think that's neat. When you have professors who are like, yeah, that's not really a thing that sells or that you see people do anymore. That's not really an answer that should be ever said. You know, to somebody who wants to learn. I don't know. Like, you could totally say that that's not your wheelhouse, that that's not really something you're that knowledgeable about, but outright, like, shut them down, that's kind of gross. But maybe I'm just the one who's wrong. I don't know. Cool. Cool. I feel bad for whining about my college experience all the time. Yikes. Give me something great, please. Adequate. Oh, really? Good enough, I guess. Okay, can I? Cool. I can. And sure, I wasted a lot of... Oh my gosh, really? Fair enough. Please be 1-1, yes. We can regroup, hopefully. Oh gosh, darn it. Why'd I do this? I couldn't regroup. Darn it. That sucks. One more round. One more round. And I think that's kind of like, going back to the art discussion. Like, for artists, there's no one piece of advice that's going to make you a stronger artist. There's no one perspective that's really going to bring you to a more complete form of art. Like, a lot of becoming a better artist is just doing, but also learning from people, like, better ways to do. Like, you don't have to incorporate it, but you should be kind of aware of the techniques and the proper way to do techniques. Like, if you want to make structurally sound sculptures, generally what you want to do is have an armature made of metal, or wood, or whatever, but you want something that's going to, like, not break. That's the point. Like, you can definitely make a wood armature, you can make a metal armature, and, like, whatever you want to do kind of depends on, like, what your final medium's gonna be, or the size, or what you can afford. And that's a very different conversation than, like, people drawing. Like, there's a lot of techniques that could help you be a better, like, draftsperson, or a better, what's the word for, like, light crafting? And, like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, like, in art, like, one of the highest skills personally in the 2D plane is capturing light. It's one of the more basic things, but it is definitely going to be the difference between looking like a school kid's work and looking like a professional work. Like, capturing light is super important. There are a lot of different techniques to do that based on the medium. Although I feel like a lot of them should be kind of applicable to, like, you know, different mediums. A little bit. I don't know. I am not a painter, I am not a drawer, I'm not a drafts person, I don't really know that much. I really wish I did. I really do respect those arts a lot. Or I say I do, like, but then I don't learn anything about them, like, how can you respect something that you're ignorant of? But, I don't know. Like, I feel like I learned a lot more about the kind of work I want to do studying the weirdest things. I don't know. I would someday love to make a sculpture that... And I'm gonna say this in a way that sounds dumb, but I want to make a sculpture that can move. And you're gonna either go to one or two ways. You're gonna basically say, so you want to make a kinetic sculpture. Like, literally everybody's been doing since, like, what, the 1960s? Like, come on, guy. You're not really that original. I'm not impressed. But no, well, that sucks. All I wanted to do was kill this guy. Okay, that's fair enough. I'd rather it move kind of like a doll. And you're gonna say, like, so you want to make a giant action figure. And it's like, kinda, but not quite my intent. Not quite what I'm going for. But very close. I would like to make some very large, posable... Yeah, I should have said posable, like, I don't know why I said moving, like... I think it would be cool to make them so that they could move, like little, like, simple robots. That'd be fun. I don't know, I just think kinetic sculpture gets way too into, like, being abstract and, like, neat to look at best, or, like, neat to observe at best, but not really breaking the mold. And that's, like, why would bug people, like, why would moving bug dolls be breaking the mold? And it's like, they're not. They're not. But have you ever seen it? And that's kind of my thing. I don't know. I feel... I don't know. It's mean to say, oh yeah, you've seen one, you've seen them all, but... I feel like that is a valid criticism of, like, contemporary works. Like, abstract works, you know? Like, seen one, you've seen them all. Like, how am I supposed to, like, draw out any meaning of something that's very personal to whoever created it? Allegedly. You know, like, that's the thing about, like, postmodern work. Very personal, allegedly. And I think that's something that could be done to remove that argument, is to actually make it... to actually work to make it emotional or personal for a wider audience. However that has to be done. And I know, like, the cheat code for that is, oh yeah, just do multimedia. If you got some music, or you got some sights, or you got some smells, or you got some other things, you know, people react to it the way you want them to. And it's like, but it's not about getting people to react the way you want them to. It's about getting them to react on their own terms with your piece. And I don't know how to conceptualize that other than just stating it. I feel like an idiot. I really feel dumb when I say things like this, because, like, it's not like it's new. It's not like somebody hasn't brought this stuff to the table. And I'm sure they've said it in a way better way than I have. But I just feel like it's been, like, what, 20, 30 years? It's been since the 90s, like, late 80s, that people have been, like, mocking postmodernism as, like, weird for the sake of weird. And, like, I guess, but that kind of misses the point that it's actually, like, a broad movement. And it's not even a movement, it's just, like, a broad... it's more of a symptom, really. It's, like, a broad symptom of letting people be individuals. That's what it is. Postmodernism is weird, yeah. Because when you have a bunch of people being themselves, the results are gonna get weird. When you let people express themselves freely, things get pretty wild pretty fast. That's a good thing, personally. I know thinkers like, What's-his-pants who has the fake college online? John Prager, or whatever his name is, Roger Prager, I don't pay attention to these guys too much. But, like, his argument against, like, art and funding art and caring about art is that all of it now is made by liberals who only care about, like, making things out of poop and pee. They only want to, like, degrade humanity and its values and blah blah blah. And it's like, man, you saying that degrades human values more, like, you blatantly lying to people for profit degrades society more than the guy who made a Jesus out of piss. Do I agree with? And if I don't know, like, I feel like the piss Jesus guy is also the guy who did the shark and the crystal skull, and I may be wrong. And if they're all different people, then I apologize. But, like, I know the crystal skull guy is also the guy who did the shark and the dead shark in the tank. And I have very strong feelings about that guy. And I say this as someone who, like, does agree that technically what he's doing is art, but, like, at the same time, like, I'd say it's on the line. It's on the line of, like, people's patience, and that's what, I don't know. Okay, I'm done dying randomly. I'm just, not a good night. I don't know, foot woman. What the heck? Be true to yourself, person. Yeah. Yelos? I don't know how to pronounce that. Like, how do you pronounce an L in front of a Y? Lies? Lies. Duh. I was like, Lil yes? No, it's lies. Duh. I'm an idiot. It's supposed to be a vowel. Demon. Smlee. Why is Smlee easier to say than lies? Because I'm an idiot. We'll do one more round. We'll try not to die like an idiot. No promises. We'll also try to close out this art conversation in a way that isn't like just, I died and I'm mad, so there it is. Deal with it. I don't know. Like, I do see, like, where, and it's not a conservative argument. Like, the conservative argument that PragerU is making is definitely, like, all liberals make bad art. And all art is basically liberal brainwashing, pretty much. Unless it's specifically about, like, things I like to see. Which is, like, a really dumb view to have. Like, anybody who has a view like that is clearly trying to get you to buy into something. And they are a bad person. But I feel like the general viewpoint of, like, postmodernism is weird for the sake of weird at best, and it's utterly a waste of, like, people's talents, time, and, like, attention. Like, I feel like that's actually a very valid criticism. It's something that I kind of share. And it's a little sad that you have people like PragerU and, like, random other, like, talking heads, like, on both sides, on every side, where basically, like, take the worst viewpoint and then, like, vomit it out constantly until it's, like, a fact, kind of. I don't know. Like, postmodernism isn't really worth defending, personally. Do I think people's rights to express themselves should be? Yeah. Generally, yes. Within reason. I'm always a within reason kind of guy. Like, if somebody's making art or discourse that is intending to or will cause harm to someone, maybe put a stop to that. I'm kind of pro, and it's not censorship, it's just I'm anti-harm. That's the way I'd say it. Using terms that make you sound better than you are. Anti-harm. And I say this as someone who has definitely said, like, certain kinds of people probably should be beaten with wet noodles. Or should be forced to, like, choke on their own words, literally. I'm not opposed to drawing and quartering politicians who literally shit on the Constitution. I think that is a very poetic, just-to-see kind of thing to do to people who are willing to destroy this country. They should get the punishment that literally caused our founding fathers to put in an amendment against, like, weird punishments. Horrible punishments, you know? To be fair, though, like, I'm also fairly punitive in the sense that, like, I would chop off everybody's toes just so we remember, like, we don't live in a fair society. We live in a society that takes unfairly from all kinds of people. Often for, like, the horrible reasons of, like, race, or ideology, or, nationality, or whatever, you know? Like, we don't live in a fair world. And we do have the resources to make it a little more fair. We can't make it perfectly fair. We can't make it perfect. But we can make it a little better. And the fact that we don't kind of... That's blood on everybody's hands, you know? Like, the moment you say, like, well, what am I supposed to do? Or, like, one man's not gonna change the world, or blah blah blah, like, you basically said, I'd rather have blood on my hands than, like, think of a solution. Or, like, try. I don't know. So that may be asking too much of everyone. But when you consider, like, the insane potential of this world, and everything in it, like, asking a lot of people should be the norm, you know? I don't know. I'm also kind of a guy who's like, well, you know, like, maybe we shouldn't, like, abuse kids. Maybe we should think about what people can do before we ask too much of them. That's a lot of mixed messaging, but hopefully what you get out of this is, I like to think. I'm not particularly good at it, and I definitely go down, like, a lot of convoluted and outright wrong, like, trains of thoughts. And I guess this is kind of a good thing, like, pro and con, like, the conservative viewpoint and the liberal viewpoint. Conservative viewpoint would be that, like, going down these trains of thoughts that are convoluted and are morally wrong is in itself morally wrong. And you know what? I can kind of agree with that in certain cases. Like, is it morally wrong to think about, like, killing a neighbor? Or committing other random acts of violence against people? And you can say yes, the fact that you think of it makes you a bad person. Or you could say, like, the fact that you thought of it and didn't do it is actually a virtue. You can really paint things however you want. Within reason, like, you can't say that, like, oh yeah, that dog is Satan, so me killing it in cold blood makes me a good person. Like, that's just, I don't know. That wouldn't get you free of charges by pleading insanity, so, you know, why would you do that? I don't know. But the liberal viewpoint would be, more of a, not really concerned with the moral wrongness of it, but, like, what value you can gain from pursuing this thought. And if there is no value, then it's not really worth pursuing at all. In that sense, like, liberal values translate more into capitalism than conservative ones, but that's only if we're going pure liberalism. Like, capitalism is a liberal, like, thing. It's just, like, we live, at least in the United States, we live in this weird system where, or we have let people pervert, like, the use of words. Like, liberalism means the left now, and it really shouldn't. Like, they're very different ideas. And saying things like the left or the right kind of, like, muddies up the field a lot, too. Because when you have this broad thing that people really want to make, like a defined thing, I don't know. Like, we don't really properly define our terms. That's the issue I have, politically, with a lot of people. But yeah, Hopefully the idea that free markets and capitalism are liberal ideas doesn't blow your mind too much. If it does, I would encourage you to read literally all of the, like 18th century liberal writers, pretty much. There are tons of them. A lot of them are the same people that you find, people like PragerU quoting now, in support of his weird ideas. It's ridiculous. I say PragerU like it's the person, but it's John Prager's the person, and PragerU's the YouTube channel that he funds, and is funded by other, like, weird, shadowy groups to brainwash people. And, voting for destroying the government, and like, my thing, if you want to destroy the government, just, like, openly support destroying the government. Like, why do it in this long, dumb way? And it's like, well, I want to destroy the government and be a good guy. I want to be a patriot. I want the medals. And that's gross. My thing is, if you want to destroy the government, destroy the government. Well, small government doesn't require you to destroy the government. It just requires you to destroy it, to make it worthless first, and then tear it down as much as you can. Like, if I want to build a house, what I first do is ruin somebody else's house. And then make sure it has to be torn down. And then I buy the land once they're forced to, like, sell their house at a loss. And then I tear it down. And then I sell the land at a huge profit. And then I build the house with the money I've earned. And that is no way to, like, run a country. That is no way for, like, national ideology to be done. Like, that is some inhuman, like, American garbage. And if you disagree with me on that, like, that's fair. That's fair. You probably won't like anything I say at all, but, you know, that's fair. Like, I am going to be very honest, I'm very much like a brainwashed little troll, pretty much. Like, I intellectually understand that America and its history has been written pretty much so it looks way better than it is. That's not a lie, that's not a controversial statement, it's just how it is. At the same time, I'm still one of those people where I'd turn around and be like, oh yeah, America, fuck yeah. Without it being like a troll. I don't know. I'm always conflicted about that. But I feel like you can cut the edge out of a little bit of that conflict by just saying, like, I want what's best for myself and my countrymen. And I hope that what's best for us also would lead to what's best for other people. I do try to, like, keep my ideology in a way where, like, it is anti-harm. It should be anti-harm. But that's really hard when you live in a society, when you were brought up to, like, some people get what they earn, you know? People need to, like, basically destroy themselves to earn a living. That's just the way it is. I don't know. It's sad. And I don't... Oh my gosh, I died again. Okay, this is really it. I'm still not done talking, though. Guess we'll go again, I don't know. Josh, you were lucky that I'm distracted. Like, what was I even saying? Like, the conversation ended because I forgot it. Darn it. What I was saying is that I try to frame my ideology as anti-harm. There we go. That's back on the train, kind of. And I'm constantly at odds with the way I was brought up. Like, and just the history and, like, just the way I was taught, you know? Like, there's a lot of random dumb facts that I don't consider. Like, I can intellectually be like, oh yeah, the people who made this country were basically, like, slave owners who were, like, in their 30s and 40s, who were all, like, millionaires for their time, you know? And they tricked the working class people into giving a lot to basically throw away everything they had from Great Britain, or the British Empire at the time, in support of, like, giving these people way more power than maybe they deserve. It's kind of wild to think about. It's kind of wild to think about that the same country that basically started with the Boston Tea Party is so against, like, any form of protest today. Well, it's gotta be the right kind of protest. A black man taking a knee in a football game is outright sinful. A bunch of white people with guns trying to kill the vice president and or various congress people, that's perfectly acceptable. And that's pretty gross. And I really would hope that that kind of thinking wouldn't be left or right, but, you know, we're seeing a lot more anti this country from the right than you are from the left. Which is hilarious, because the left is openly like, the people who are actually on the left are like, yeah, man, like, this country sucks. It's always sucked. And every institution, basically every institution other than the UPS, isn't worth keeping. Because reform means nothing if it's still going to result in the destruction of innocent lives. If our reforms are still going to result in the loss of innocent lives, then we might as well tear it all down. Which is where you see defund the police come up. Because why reform the police if they've only, I don't know. Like, historically, the modern police unit has a history with the old-timey slave-catching units. And that's kind of where those things come up in the United States, because, like, they've had police forever in Europe. Like, period pieces from back then have, like, you know, the little, like, guy with the tall hat and the, like, bobby stick going what and, like, smacking orphans and stuff. Like, that is a trope. But it wasn't too long ago where jails were basically, like, dungeons, pretty much. And you could argue in some ways they still are. And, like, we could argue all day and night whether or not a punitive system of jailing is better than one that focuses on, like, rehabilitation. I feel like there's a lot of scientific evidence that says rehabilitation is better in the long run, but requires a lot more work. Although, arguably, it requires less resources once you get it set up, because it's not literally stealing those resources from people. Both the taxpayers and the imprisoned. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of against slave labor in all forms. So, like, if we have for-profit prisons that basically have slave labor, unpaid labor, like, that's wrong. I don't know, it's just like my ideology is anti-harm. Above all else, anti-harm. Makes it very easy. At the same time, like, I literally own 3 Apple computers. I have an iPod. I own multiple Nintendo systems. And I don't really check where my clothes come from. I'm definitely a consumer of child labor. A lot of people are. Saying that's a sad truth of the world, like I said, ignores the problem, sidesteps it, and doesn't make anything better for anyone. At the same time, playing like this whole, like, oh, woe is me. I'm aware, but also I'm not doing anything is also pretty gross. I don't know how to help people, though. And I think that's one of those things that maybe we should normalize saying is, like, I want to help people. I don't know how. Can you help me figure out a way to help people? Because corporations won't. We can't rely on corporations they are beholden to shareholders. They are beholden to their own interests. If we want change, we're gonna have to do it ourselves. And that's a lot to ask of one person. But, like, I don't know, there's always a news article about, like, random teenage girl ended, like, whatever in another country. Random person has helped out people. Like, there's a lot of good people trying to do good. And maybe it's time to learn from them. Maybe it's time to learn from each other. Hopefully this is kind of more positive than negative. But I don't know. Like, I really don't want to condemn anyone. Like, we're all kind of in the same situation here. The blood's on everybody's hands. And while it would be nice if it wasn't, like, that would require us to live in a very different world. We're here. We don't get to escape to a dream place just because we don't like it. But yeah, I'd apologize for, like, getting back into the political stuff. I was trying to keep it more, like, philosophical or historical, and that kind of failed, because I don't really know much about either of those. Like, I was well-read, like, 15 years ago. Now, a little less so. So that sucks. Like, I definitely show my inadequacies pretty well, I think. I'm not really about trying to make you guys think I'm smart. I'm just about trying to talk to things and trying to, like, open up people. I don't know, I don't like the phrase open you up to new ideas. That makes it sound kind of like the only reason you don't have these new ideas in your head is because you're not open to them. Like, you're willingly choosing to not, like, embrace my ideology. When really it's like, I'm just trying to shoot the shit here. And it'd be nice to have people who are, like, amenable to that, or who have, like, critiques of that it would make my ideas stronger. That'd be cool. That's something that I think current political discourse misses. And a lot of it is, like, it's better for the people in... not the people in charge, it's better for the people who talk about, like, the people in charge to just be able to scream. That's what people want to see. They want to see people mad. That's what gets views and clicks. Like, the original influencers were people like Bill O'Reilly and Rush Limbaugh. Even, the late Larry King, you know? Not Larry... Was it Larry King? You know, the journalist who just died. Larry whatever. I don't know. Like... I do not know. That's something to maybe look up later. Or I'm gonna say I'm gonna look it up, but I'm gonna forget. Cool, that was unexpectedly nice. That is not unexpectedly nice, that is expectedly awful. I'm going to flee. That is what I need to do. There's only 2 of us though, so... That's cool. Nice, I did not need that. Thanks, game. Of course, you betrayed me. You jerk. But yeah, hopefully if you're watching this, if you're a fan of me, you kind of think about what you can do to make the world... Like, you don't have to save it. That's asking a lot. We're not manga characters, we're not anime characters. We're just boys and girls and others just trying to do our best in a really chaotic, like, really demanding world. Like, it may be too big to ask anything of you, and that's fine. Like, I get it. We've all got our own situations, and I hope we all can handle them in a way that, like, benefits us, that benefits you. Like, deal with your situations in a way that benefits you. Don't take that as a blank ticket to, like, do whatever, but, you know, don't think that you have to be a better person to make other people love you, or like you, or to deserve to be here. You deserve to be here, no matter what. But like the idea that everybody deserves to be here is kind of like we kind of need to like think about, I don't know, dealing with companies that use like exploitive tactics, whether it's child labor, whether it's stealing wages, whether it's paying people an unfair wage. Like those are all things that can make the world a better place by dealing with them. At the same time, like, I am a privileged person living in a privileged society in a very specific country. What would make the world a better place to me may actually ruin other people's lives in other countries. Like, that's another consideration. Like, I remember when I was younger reading a report by, forget who it was, but it basically said that, like, basically people in privileged countries who fought against, what are they called? Why is my brain not going to this? It should, like, my brain's just going to, like, dumb things it's not. Like stem cells and stuff. No, it's not stem cells, it's... What's the word for... like, the... like, worker... for the working conditions in, like, Chinese factories or African factories. What's that word? Why is it slipping my tongue, my brain? But yeah, like, that by fighting against these things, you basically ruin the lives of the people who work in them because they can't get work. They can't earn the higher wage because the companies close all the factories and stuff. I don't know, I feel like maybe setting up the situation so that can't happen at all. And that would have to be, like, a global legal thing. That can't be just, like, a human rights advocacy group fighting for this stuff. It has to be literally, like, a UN with power basically saying, hey, you guys can't screw over people. Oh, they're gonna win. I don't have any way to win. My game's over. My game's over. My game's over. Thanks, game. I love seeing this. Oh, and that was it. Wow. Cool. Hey, at least we didn't die in a dumb way. We lasted all the way to the end. Even if we didn't win. Nice. Poetic. So yeah, hopefully this was a neat, helpful talk. It was a kind of longer one. Yeah, it was a longer one. A little more serious than they usually are. I don't know how I feel about it, but hopefully you don't hate me for it. I'll see you in the next one. We'll keep it lighter next time, I hope. Bye.